So we're going to be talking about one of my favorite subjects, manifesting. And who doesn't want to manifest? Because honestly, we are manifesting every minute, every day with the things that we are thinking about. So we may as well do it properly. So if we want something that we want to manifest, we may as well do it properly. And you're going to hear me talk about, and you would have heard me talk about vision boards, affirmations, gratitude journals, writing out scripts, positive thinking, thinking the right way. And all these things are great and helpful, but they're only a piece of the puzzle. And so what I'm going to do today is go through 3 other things that are going to be helpful to you in terms of manifesting the things that you want into your life. And if we were just like thinking about vision boards and things like that, wouldn't it be awesome? Because, everyone would be manifesting absolutely everything that they want every minute of the day, because we'd be all having vision boards around everywhere. But that's not the reality. And there's a little bit more effort that is required to get what we want. And that's okay. It's all about knowing how to do it and the way that we do it in a process that gets us to where we want to be. So we want to be able to do things in an effortless way. We want to be able to attract opportunities, money, relationships, success, and abundance into our lives while others, while we're working and doing all the bits and pieces that we've got to be doing. And there's a lot of people that actually do it the hard way. So I'm not saying it's the right way. It's just I'm saying that this is an easier process to get things that you want without feeling stuck. So why is that? Today, I want to share with you what I believe. So I believe this are the real reasons some people manifest and others don't. So there's 3 parts to this, and some of these things I have spoken about before, and others I haven't. So the first part is your self-image, the thing that you will hear me talking about all the time, because your self-image is simply the picture you hold of yourself. It's the identity you build over years of experience, beliefs, and conditioning. It's not who you are, it's who you've been programmed to believe you are. And here's what most people don't realize: you will never consistently outperform your self-image. So if you want a 6-figure business, you want the relationship, you want the dream home, you want that financial freedom, but if you deep down, your self-image says, I'm not successful, I'm not worthy, I'm not good enough, people like me don't have that, then you're going to be unconsciously, subconsciously sabotaging every opportunity that comes your way. So you're going to hesitate. You'll procrastinate. You'll doubt yourself. You'll talk yourself out of the opportunities. Not because you don't want the success, but because your subconscious mind is trying to keep you and your outer world aligned with your inner identity. Okay, so it's that inner identity that is going to determine the results that you achieve on every aspect of your life. So when you work on that inner identity, that's when the results will change. If you don't work on that inner identity, results won't change. So think of a thermostat. You set it to like 22 degrees and somehow the room, it rises to 30 degrees. The system works to bring it back down. So your self-image works exactly the same way. It constantly pulls you back to what feels familiar and not what you want. So it's what feels familiar. What's always been in the past is what is familiar. So this is why personal growth is so important. You're not trying to get more, you're becoming more. So the goal isn't to get the thing. The goal is to become the person who naturally has the thing. So it's about feeling into who that person is, what that person has around them, the thing that you want. You've got to feel into it. So ask yourself, who would I need to become to naturally attract what I want? How would she think? How would she act? How would she show up? How would she make decisions? Because manifestation starts with the identity. Okay? So that's the first thing. The second thing is you must feel it before you see it. So the reason why many people don't manifest what they want is because they're not waiting for evidence, because they're waiting for evidence before they allow themselves to feel successful, to feel abundant, to feel confident, or to feel happy. So they say, I feel successful when the money arrives. I will feel confident when the clients are here. I'll feel abundant when the bills are paid. But manifestation works in the opposite direction. You've got to embody the feeling first. Okay, so you've got to feel it before you can see it. So I don't want you to pretend. I'm not saying ignore the reality of what's going on around you. I'm saying begin practicing the emotions associated with your desired future. Because your subconscious mind responds to emotions. As you know, your conscious mind is your thinking mind, your subconscious mind is your emotional mind. It's what you believe, it's how you feel. So the subconscious doesn't respond to what you want, it responds to what you repeatedly feel. Okay? So have a think about that for a minute. How are you feeling about what you want? So if you spend every day feeling the lack or the worry or the frustration, the fear, the scarcity, what message are you sending out? You're emotionally rehearsing the very thing you don't want because your emotions are broadcasting your expectations. So successful manifestors learn how to emotionally connect with the future before it physically appears. So think about fear and faith. We automatically can go into fear and we automatically have faith about things. Can we see it? No, we can't see it because that is all projected in the future. But we automatically go there because that's how we're programmed. So think about how you emotionally feel about things and connect emotionally with what it is you want and how it's going to turn up and how it's going to be there. So successful manifestors learn how to emotionally connect with the future before it physically appears. They begin acting as though it's possible. They begin expecting opportunities. They begin noticing evidence that that's the thing that's going to work out. They learn to see the invisible before it becomes visible. And this is a huge statement here because so many people give up on what they want because they don't see the results. They just think it's naturally not going to come. But what we've got to do, like fear and faith, is believe in the invisible. Know that it's coming. I've just got to keep going. Because the invisible is going to be there for a long, long time before it becomes visible because we've manifested this part of our life years ago. It's now just becoming visible now that this is what we want with what we're working on. So the results aren't there, but it doesn't mean that it's not coming. It's just that we aren't working in a way that we will get it there. So every creation in life starts twice. It starts first in your mind as an image. Then it becomes in physical form. So it becomes reality. So think about a house. The house existed in someone's imagination before it existed with bricks. The business existed in someone's mind before it existed in reality, which is where we're all at. That business is here. It's in our mind. The reality's not quite there yet. The same is true for your goals. You must see it internally before you can see it externally. Okay, so you've got to be able to feel it inside before it's going to be there on the external. So the third thing is the hidden block most people never talk about, and that's receiving. Many people are fantastic at giving. You know, most women, they're the helpers, the supporter, the encourager, the fixer, the one who takes care of everyone else. But when it comes time to receive, it feels uncomfortable. So compliments feel uncomfortable, money feels uncomfortable, support feels uncomfortable, opportunities feel uncomfortable. Then they unconsciously push away the very thing they've been asking for. So have a little think about that for a minute. Where are you sitting in terms of, are you pushing things away? Have you been pushing things away? Have you been unconsciously feeling uncomfortable about certain things? How often have you asked yourself for something and then immediately worried about how it would happen? How often have you asked for help and then refused it? How often have you wanted more money but felt guilty about receiving it? Because receiving requires to be open. Receiving requires us to be trusting in the process. Receiving requires us to feel worthy of what we're wanting. So if your subconscious mind doesn't believe you're worthy, you'll reject what you've asked for. Maybe not in a way that you consciously know, but it will definitely happen subconsciously. Okay? It's like the thermostat. Going back to 22 degrees, your thermostat is going to go back to what is familiar. Your paradigm is always going to kick in and take you back to what is familiar. So your subconscious mind will minimize the value, your value. It'll minimize you undercharging. You'll say no to opportunities. You'll overthink decisions. You'll find reasons why it won't work. And it's not because you're broken. It's because your self-image and your receiving capacity aren't aligned with what you desire. Okay, so we need to become aligned internally, that self-image of who we are, with what we want. And that's the work. That's what takes the time. The universe can only deliver what you're willing to receive. So here's a powerful question for you. What am I currently resisting receiving at the moment? Is it love? Is it money? Is it recognition? Is it support? Opportunities? Is it success? Because often the thing we're asking for is already trying to find its way to us. We're just not open enough to receive it. Okay, so we will shut ourselves off from receiving all the things that we want because we're just not open enough to receiving it. So bringing all this together, manifestation isn't about hoping and it's not about wishing. It's not about saying affirmations while secretly believing the opposite. It's about alignment. Alignment between who you believe you are, how you feel, what you expect, what you're willing to receive. And when those four things align, everything changes. The opportunities were always there. The ideas that you have were always there. The people were always there. Now you're finally able to see them. And because you can see them, you can then act on them. Okay. And because you act on them, your results begin to change, which then comes down to the stick person: thoughts, feelings, actions. Think about it, feel it. Your action changes when you feel it. Therefore, then your results change. Okay. So if there's one thing I want you to take away today, it's this: your results are not showing what's possible. They're showing you what your current self-image, beliefs, emotions, and receiving capacity are allowing. But the thing is, all of those things can change. You can change how you see yourself. You can change what you focus on. You can change what you believe is possible. And you can expand your ability to receive. When you do, your outer world begins reflecting the inner changes you've made. So my question for you today is, which area needs the most work right now? Is it your self-image? Is it your ability to feel before you see it? Or is it your ability to receive? So if you want to let me know in the comments, I'd love to know if there is one or all three. Because you should always come up with your self-image, regardless of where you're at. You should always write your self-image down, purely because when you get to what you want to do and receive what you do, you'll want to change that self-image. So Marilyn, yep, she's written all of them. Yep, that's very true. Cassie's agreeing with that. And it is. It's becoming aware of all these sorts of things to then be able to change them. So working on your self-image on a day-to-day basis, working on your ability to believe and be who that person is before you can see it, feeling your way into it, and being able to receive it. And it's work. We've got to do the work to achieve the things that we want to achieve. So that's it for today, ladies.